The couple who raised each other's heart rate the most is Sophie and Josh.
The couple who raised each other's heart rate the least is Molly and Tom.
So where do we all go from here then?
One thing the producers are going to do is be messy. They are always going to be messy, and they're going to look for ways to be messy. And so one of those ways is through the heart rate challenge. I don't know how to feel, because I don't think they should have revealed some of the results that they did, because for them to say Molly and Tom raised each other's heart rate the least, that was not necessary. That was awkward. Everybody didn't know where to look, because they are supposed to be a romantic couple. And then to reveal that, Callum and Molly raised each other's heart rates. Oh, okay. It is what it is. Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island UK All Stars Season 1, Episode 24. So Casey and Eve have left, and Jess obviously is sad because the twin is gone, because I think they live together and work together. Callum is just trying to comfort her and just make sure she's okay. And they sort of discuss the voting, and she's sort of saying she's surprised that they weren't in the bottom three. But then looking at it, there's no way Toby and Georgia S were not going to be in the bottom, given the negative edits they've had and the way Georgia sort of maneuvered in regards sort of shifting between Toby and Callum. Toby and Georgia S also understand that, they were in the bottom, and it's justifiably so. I think everyone is actually shocked that Josh and Sophie were in the bottom. They don't understand how they ended up in the bottom. Personally, I don't understand. I think there are worse of couples that deserve to be in the bottom. Anton and Georgia H deserve to be in the bottom, as far as I'm concerned, because that is not a romantic couple. From the edits we've seen, they're not a romantic couple. So I don't know why they're in the bottom. Anyway, the Islanders get ready for bed. And surprise, surprise, Tom is wearing Casey's jacket to bed. And you have Molly saying, "Oh, you're wearing Casey's jacket to bed." And it's like, that's a bit of an ick. You live together. He's only gone. Why are you wearing his jacket? Do you miss him already? What is it? Anyway, everybody else seems to just be sort of discussing what's happened in regards to the dumping and the voting. And then you have Toby. He likes, I think, to scare people. So he's busy hiding and scaring people around the villa. All the Islanders go to sleep. And then you have Arabella speaking to Adam, and she's sort of telling him that she loves to play fight. Arabella is gone. Arabella is not smitten. Arabella has already fallen in love with Adam. She's already planning a wedding and children. And so I don't know whether Adam feels the same way, and I hope he does, because otherwise she's going to be heartbroken if it turns out that he doesn't feel about her the same way she does about him. And as she said, she's already been heartbroken twice, and this is going to be her third heartbreak in the villa. Sad. In the morning, the debrief, mainly it's about Toby and Georgia S, the fact that they were in the bottom, and they both say they both understand. They both understand why they're in the bottom. It's not a surprise. And they're happy they're in a couple. Georgia S was just wondering about through the guys, but she always wanted Toby, in my opinion, and I'll stick by it, because I think she only started with Callum just because she knew she needed to be in a couple. But with Tom, there was some sort of history there, and she tried to go back. But as soon as Toby said, "I'm ready, let's go," she was back with Toby. And so for me, she's always been with Toby, and so hey, it is what it is. You have Arabella. Arabella is still gushing about Adam. Arabella is over the moon, and Arabella is going to be heartbroken if Adam doesn't feel the same way that she feels about him. Obviously, Sophie and Josh, they're surprised that they were in the bottom. Everybody's surprised, but hey, it is what it is. You have Tom sort of have a conversation with Josh to say, if you really like Sophie, you need to let her know. You really need to let her know. Because Sophie, during the debrief, was saying, we are not sort of mushy people that are going to be telling each other, I like you, I love you, you're amazing, you're this, that, and the other. That is not us. So I think everybody can tell that Josh is really gone down the rabbit hole, and he's really has strong feelings for Sophie, but he is worried about saying so. I think he doesn't want to put himself at risk of her sort of turning him down. Then you have Callum and Molly make breakfast. It was interesting to see them, from how they started when they walked into the villa to where they are now. It's cute. It's cute to see that they can work together in the kitchen and not clash and not argue. They made breakfast for their partners because obviously Jess's twin and Kate and Tom's friend have gone. So that was cute to see. I think when they saw them making breakfast, they didn't quite understand what was going on. So they were pleasantly surprised when they were told the breakfast is for you. They sat down and you had Callum and Molly actually laughing to say, oh my God, can you imagine we're on a double date? And I think this is not something they saw when they walked into the villa. So it's nice to see that even though they might not have reunited, but this has been able to allow them to sort of mend the bridges and sort of address any concerns and sort of get closure in their relationship, which is sweet. It's interesting that after my review, in the next clip, you have Josh sort of saying, in his past relationships, he's tried to open up and it hasn't worked out. So he's now worried about opening up to people just in case he gets his heart broken, because he was speaking to Georgia H. And I think everyone can see that he's fallen for Sophie, and Sophie seems to have fallen for him as well. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see whether it's genuine or not. Anyway, you have all the islanders just lounging around, and they receive a text message to say that there will be a heart rate challenge, and Toby's ecstatic. Toby's ecstatic. And I think it's going to be interesting to see who the performers are and who, is crap. So we'll see how it plays out. So after the islanders are ready, the girls are the first ones to go up for the heart rate challenge. What do I think? I think well, I didn't quite understand why Georgia H didn't want to dance on someone. I don't know. I think I saw online that she has some sort of history, and I don't know what the history is, so I won't try and dissect something I don't understand, because all she did was just come and blow some rose petals and off she went. I think Jess did the best she could with what she had. I don't think she was amazing, but I think she did her best. I think the top three for me, well, Molly did amazing as well. So I was actually pleasantly surprised with Molly because of how well she did. I thought she was just going to come, just walk around and then walk off. But I was actually surprised that she actually participated. Arabella did amazing. You could see Adam was gone. Arabella did amazing. She looked great. Sophie also looked great. And I was pleasantly surprised. I think because some of the guys, they're now friends. She didn't sort of perform on them as much. And then Georgia S was always going to do too much. She was always going to do too much on Callum and do too much on Tom. So she did what she needed to do. And then you hear in the background, you hear Molly say, she's spending a bit too much time on Callum. And it's like, well, even if she spends the whole night on him, that shouldn't be any of your business, because, you have moved on with Tom. Georgia said she knew how to sort of get Tom's heart racing. And it's like, okay, it is what it is. And then she finished off with Toby. Toby had a great time. So I personally enjoyed all the girls, but I think if I were to rank them, I think my number one would be Georgia S, followed by Sophie, and then Molly, and then Arabella, Jess, and finally it would be Georgia H, just because she didn't do too much. But I'm happy that they all participated and they all did their best with what they had. That was good. So with the guys, I think the guys worked with they did the best they could with the tools that they had. I think poor Josh. Oh, he was terrible. I didn't even see anything he did. He was just all over the place. Anton has way too much confidence for someone who's not great. I think he's overconfident in his capabilities. I didn't like what he did. And then Callum did okay. He actually shocked me. And Tom was the same outfit from his season and still just as bad as during his season. So I think my top two would be Toby and Adam. They did amazing. Adam, I think, was too X-rated because we didn't get to see most of the parts, but it was interesting to see the boys actually go all in and actually put in effort, especially with the girls that they're coupled with. So that was great. All I'm going to say is the producers are messy. I've said this before and I'll say this again. I wish they could give us, they could have like a TV monitor on the side showing people's actual heart rates as the people are performing, because they could jot down whatever they want. Really, they could jot down whatever they want, because we don't get to see whose heart rate was raised the most. We can only go by what the producers are saying. I wish they would put people's names like on a chart and then be giving us their heart rates as the performances are taking place. Yes, they would show the viewers, but they wouldn't need to show the participants, because then that might sort of alter how they sort of respond. Anyway, the results, it was interesting. So Callum's heart rate was raised by Molly, Josh was raised by Sophie, Tom was raised by Georgia S, Toby was raised by Arabella, and Adam was raised by Georgia S, and Anton was raised by Molly. Makes sense. And then for the guys, Georgia H raised her heart rate was raised by Tom, and she said it was because she was excited for Molly. I don't think so. She knows what was happening. Sophie was raised by Josh, Georgia S was raised by Toby, Jess was raised by Callum, Arabella was raised by Adam, and Molly was raised by Callum. And it's like, this is awkward. This is awkward, because the only other people that raised each other's heart rates are Sophie and Josh, and they're in a romantic couple. So for Callum and Molly to raise each other's heart rates was a bit anyway. And then they decided to reveal which couple raised each other's heart rate the most, and it came up as Sophie and Josh. That makes sense. They are in a romantic couple, so that does make sense. But then for them to show that Molly and Tom raised each other's heart rate the least, I thought they were in a romantic couple. You could see even Molly's face, the way she responded. Even Callum, he didn't know where to look, because they were all like, oh crap. So I guess the gig is up then. Everybody now knows that this is just them pretending to be in a couple. And so I don't know what's going to happen in regards to the conversations, because they will need to discuss this, because this is awkward. Because how can your ex raise your heart rate higher than me, who's in a couple with you, who you're sort of planning to move closer to and all that stuff? So it's going to be interesting to see the conversations take place. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 24. Bye guys.